Hello everyone, today our topic is how to generate invoices automatically using Stripe. So here our objective is that whenever I add details of the customer or the purchase in my Google Sheet, then I want to use these details and I will first create the item of invoice in my Stripe account and then I will automatically create an invoice in Stripe. For that, we will create an integration between Google Sheets and Stripe. For creating this integration, we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing software for automation and integration. In Pabbly Connect, we are going to use Trigger and Action. In Trigger application, I'm going to use Google Sheets. In Action application, I'm going to use Stripe. So how I am going to create this integration? For that, let me take you to my computer screen. I hope all you can see my computer screen, and today we are going to see that how I can create invoices in Stripe from my Google Sheet. So this is my Google Sheet and here I have the details of my customer and the purchase they have made. So I'm going to use these details and I'm going to create an invoice automatically in Stripe with these same details. So here my objective is that whenever I will get details of a purchase and customer in my Google Sheet, then I want to create an invoice automatically in my Stripe account by using those same details. So for this, I will create an integration between Stripe and Google Sheet. So for that, I will create an integration between Google Sheet and Stripe. So for creating this integration, I will open a new tab and search for pabbly.com. And this will take us to this landing page of Pabbly. Here we have two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you don't have any account with Pabbly, you can just sign up for free and it will take only 2 minutes of your time and you will get 100 of tasks free every month. Or if you already have an account, you can just sign in and you will get to see this page. So these are all the apps that Pabbly offers and we are going to use Pabbly Connect here. For that, I'm going to click here on Access Now button under Pabbly Connect and this will take us to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here, this is the workflow section and we can see all the workflows that we will create here. And this is the folder section. We can create new folder here and we can save any workflow in any particular folder that we want. Now I want to create a new workflow. For that, I'll click here on Create Workflow button and this window will pop up. Here I have to name my workflow. So I'm going to name it as my objective, which is to generate invoices automatically using Stripe. Now I'm going to select the folder where I want to save my workflow. So I'm going to select Home here and I will click on Create. And this will take us to this most important window of our workflow. Here we have two boxes, Trigger and Action. So these are the two main principles on which our workflow works on. And Trigger says when this happens, Action says do this. So Trigger is going to be the first step that will get executed in our workflow and Action will just follow that. So we need to set up our trigger first. And here my trigger application will be Google Sheet. So I'm going to search for that and I'm going to select Google Sheets here. And now I will give a trigger event. So I'm going to open this tab and new or updated spreadsheet row will be my trigger event. Now I'm going to connect Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. And for connecting these two accounts, I'm going to use this webhook URL, which is going to work as a bridge between Google Sheet and Pabbly Connect. And for connecting these two accounts, I need to follow all this instruction. So I'm going to copy this webhook URL and I will go to my Google Sheet. So this is my Google Sheet and in this, I'm using this spreadsheet which is named as Stripe Invoices and we are using Sheet 1 and we have these columns here. Customer name, email, customer ID, product ID, amount, and the product name. Now I will go to extensions and I will go to add-ons and I will click on get add-ons. And this will take us to the Google Workspace Marketplace. In this, I'm going to search for Pabbly Connect webhook. So I'll click here and we will get to see this extension. So we need to install this extension and I have already installed this. So I'm going to close this and I will go to extensions and I will go to Pabbly Connect webhook. And I'm going to open this initial setup. Here we have two options, webhook URL and the trigger column. So first I'm going to paste that webhook URL that we have copied from Pabbly Connect and I'm going to paste it here. Now I have to give a trigger column. So the trigger column will be a final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. So in my spreadsheet, I have this column F, which is my final data column. So I'm going to type column F here. And I'm going to click on Send Test and I will click on Submit. So my setup is configured successfully. I'm going to close this. I will go back to extensions and I will go to Pabbly Connect webhook. And in this, I'm going to enable this option of Send on Event. Now what this is going to do is that whenever I will add new row of details of my customer or the purchase, then it will send the data automatically to Pabbly Connect. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we can see we have received this new response. So the trigger column is F, the spreadsheet name is Stripe Invoices, and we have this product name which is PHP Programming Course. Then the email is dummy100@pabblytuts.com, and this is the customer name which is dummy user, and this is the customer ID, and amount is 4,999, and we have this product ID. Now I got these details and I'm going to use these details to generate an invoice in Stripe account. So first I have this amount, and to create the invoice in Stripe, I need to format my amount. So for that I will add Actions tab, and in this I'm going to use number formatter. So I'm going to select this and I will give an action event. So I will click here, and here perform math operation will be my action event, and I'm going to connect number formatter by Pabbly. Here I have to give my numbers, so I'm going to multiply my amount by 100. So I'm going to map my amount here first, and I will give a comma, and for the multiplication I will give 100. So I'm going to multiply this amount with 100. So why I'm multiplying my amount by 100? Because in Stripe it takes the amount with the decimal values. That's why I'm multiplying it with 100. So in the operation, I'm going to open this tab and I'm going to select multiply, and I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. Now this is my amount that I needed. So I got the amount. Now I'm going to add another Actions tab, and I'm going to use all these details to create an invoice. So I'm going to click here, and my action application here will be Stripe. So I'm going to select this, and I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab, and first I'm going to use this create an invoice item with price object. So before creating an invoice, what I need to do is I need to create the price for my object and the product that I'm selling. So for that I will click on connect. I will click on add new connection, and to connect Stripe I need to give a token. So for getting this token, I'll go to Stripe and I will go to developers section, and I will go to API keys, and this secret key will be my token. So I'm going to reveal this test key, and I'm going to copy this, and I will go back to Pabbly Connect and I'm going to paste it here. Now I'm going to click on save. So my connection is successful. Now to create a price object, I have to fill all these details. So first I will map my customer ID, and I'm going to use mapping here. So what mapping is? Mapping is a technique through which I can retrieve the data from the previous tabs, and the data that is changing will get replaced with the new data in the real time. So for mapping, I'll click here. I'm going to open this response of Google Sheets, and in this response I have this customer ID. So I'm going to map this. Now I have to give a price data currency. My amount is in Indian rupees, so I'm going to give my currency here. So my currency will be INR. Now I have to give my product ID. So I'm going to map that. So I'll click here. I'm going to open this Google Sheet response, and this is my product ID. So I'm going to map this. Now I have to give my unit amount. So for that, I'm going to use the response of number formatter. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to open this response of number formatter, and I'm going to map this. So this will be my amount, but this amount is in the multiple of 100, and this is not in the rupees. Now I'm going to give the description, and in description I'm going to map the product name. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to open this Google Sheet response, and in this I have this product name. So I'm going to map this, and now I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button, and here we have this response. So here we have created this price object. Now this means that I have created the unit value or price value of my product for my invoice. Now I will create an invoice by using this price object, and I'm going to add my last action step, and here my action application will be Stripe again. So I'm going to select this, and I will give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab, and in this create an invoice will be my action event. So I'm going to select this, and I will connect Stripe with Pabbly Connect. So I'll click here, and I'm going to use the existing connection as I have already connected my Stripe account. So I'm going to click on save. And now to create an invoice, I have these details. So I'm going to fill these details. So first I will give my customer ID. So I'm going to map that. I have my customer ID in my Google Sheet. So I'm going to map this customer ID. And now I have to give my collection method. So I'm going to open this tab, and we have two methods. First is charge automatically, and second is the send invoice. So I'm going to select this method of charge automatically. Now I have to give the description. So for the description, I'm going to map my product name. So I'm going to open the Google Sheet response and I'm going to map this product name. So I have filled all the required details here. Now I have these options, and if you want to fill these details, you can do that here. But I'm going to leave all this blank. And now I will scroll down and I will click on Save and Send Test Request button. And here we have received this new response. So this is a positive response, and we have generated this invoice. So this is the email address of our customer, which is dummy100@pablitudes.com, and this is the customer name, which is dummy user. And I have generated an invoice for this customer. Now to check this, let's go to Stripe. I will go to invoices. And here we can see I have this new invoice. So I'm going to open this. So it is billed to dummy100@pablitudes.com. And the customer name is dummy user. And the total amount is 4,999. So this is our customer, and this is our invoice ID. And this is our product name, which is PHP programming course, and the currency is Indian rupees. So I have generated this invoice in Stripe by using the details that I have in my Google Sheet account. So I have created this invoice automatically in Stripe by using the details that I have in my Google Sheet. Now my integration between Stripe and Google Sheet is working successfully. So I'm creating the invoices for the customers, those details I have in my Google Sheet. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we have created this integration between Google Sheet and Stripe such that whenever I'm adding new details of a customer in my Google Sheet, then I'm using those details and I'm creating an invoice automatically by using those details in my Stripe account. So let's summarize what we did here. So first I have set up my trigger, and my trigger application was Google Sheets, and my trigger event was new or updated spreadsheet row. Then I have set up my action, and here I have used number formatter by Pabbly, and my action event was perform math operation. By this I have formatted the amount. Then I have set up my another action step, and here my action application was Stripe, create an invoice item with price object. Then I have set up my last action step, and in this my action application was Stripe, and my action event was create an invoice. So this is how I have successfully created this workflow, and you can also create this workflow by following all the steps that I did in my workflow. And I'm also going to put the link of my workflow in the description, so you can check it out from there. And thank you for watching this video.
Not just these applications, you can automate and integrate a lot more applications like this using Pabbly Connect. If you need any help or if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can post them at forum.pabbly.com, or if you have any issue with the pricing of Pabbly, you can connect on this link. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.